I'm joined now by the ranking member of the House Oversight Committee, Robert Garcia. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Yeah, happy to be here.
So you've made a major announcement as it relates to Fox News. Can you explain what that was?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously know lots going on with the Epstein files right now. I mean, Donald Trump is evading. He's clearly lying. He's hiding something. Pam Bondi's hiding something. The FBI is in turmoil. And all of this kind of distraction that Donald Trump's trying to do right now with grand juries, it's all because he's distracting from something that he is hiding. We also know that every day more and more gets unraveled. And what we've discovered is that back when Donald Trump was actually campaigning, he did his interview with Fox and Friends on the Fox network, and where he's asked if he was going to release the Epstein files, which he'd been talking about in the campaign over and over again. In the clip, he says that they show on Fox and Friends, he says, "Yes, I believe we will. We will release the files." A very short sentence, but that's an edited version. And then they cut essentially right after that to the next question. We've discovered, and it's been in the public domain, the full actual interview where he actually gets into a much longer answer, and he kind of weaves and ducks and kind of talks about a little bit, kind of pours water on the idea of full release and whether or not they're worthy and who knows what we can release. And so it's really then interesting that they chose Fox to edit this clip, and then the campaign amplified it in their Trump campaign social media handles, put it out there. And yet now Trump, we know, has settled with CBS for $16 million for an edited clip that, of course, we know appeared on 60 Minutes. And so the hypocrisy is crazy. And the bigger question is, why is Fox News editing Donald Trump's answers on the Epstein files and only actually showing a one-sentence answer versus the entire minute answer that he actually talked about? So there's a lot of questions that we have, and we're demanding Fox News answer those.
I'm going to put both of those clips side by side on the screen right now.
Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah. I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
Attorney General.
Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah. I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there, because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would.
So as you can see from those, there is a material difference between the two. And of course, now with his hemming and hawing over Epstein, in light of what we now know, which is that Donald Trump has clearly a vested interest in trying to not talk about Epstein. He's trying to bury any association with Jeffrey Epstein and refusing to release the files, getting his acolytes in the House and the Senate to block any votes that would compel the release of these files. We saw 2 blocked votes in the House Rules Committee, 2 blocked votes on the House floor, 1 blocked vote in the Senate. Obviously, this shines a much brighter light onto this. And so is there a way from the minority, though, to be able to compel anybody from Fox or any of the folks involved in this editing to come to Congress?
Well, we hope so. And what we're asking of Fox is we want to know, were there's coordination? Was there actually some type of conversation between the campaign and the network and actually the editing process? Did the campaign direct them to edit the response a certain way? Was there written or email communication? What don't we know? And why is the story with Epstein changing day to day? It's just really interesting. There's a lot happening, and we just need to get more answers. I'll tell you this. Democrats are partnering with some Republicans that are now also demanding the release.
Yeah.
When we come back after the recess, there's going to be a forced vote that by Thomas Massie, who's leading this effort, who's a Republican, that's going to force Republicans on the record to actually release the files. Democrats are going to vote to do it. Let's see how many Republicans actually vote yes. And that'll be the first major on-the-floor vote where every single member will actually have to cast their vote.
Now, I know it's a little bit confusing with the discharge petition, but do we know whether that's going to be that's going to happen sometime in August? Is it going to happen sometime in September? I know that when the House goes, there has to be a certain amount of legislative days on the calendar for it to pass before this thing can actually come up for a vote, before it can actually ripen. Do we know when that day will land?
It looks like it probably won't ripen until we won't be able to actually take a vote probably until early September.
Okay.
Because of the timing of the amount of days it needs. It's a complicated process because this is actually outside the norm, right? I mean, the Republicans aren't bringing this forward. We're forcing a vote. And when you force a vote outside of like the speaker agendizing something, it takes all the members that come in to sign, days for the petition to mature. So there's a process, but we're gonna have that full vote of the House, and we're gonna see what the Republicans are trying to hide, because every day it becomes more clear that Donald Trump has done something. He is hiding something, and all of these revelations are quite serious, I think. And so we're going to wait and see what happens. And by the way, we also want to know what Elon Musk knows. So that's another piece of this as well.
What's the feeling among the Republican conference? I mean, this is something that they staked so much of their own reputation on, and yet now they find themselves voting against these measures to compel the release of the Epstein files over and over and over again. What are you hearing from these people behind the scenes?
Oh, they're hating this because they've all been on board. I mean, MAGA and Trump got elected because a huge part of their platform was to release the Epstein files.
Right.
This was their issue, not our issue. This is their issue.
Right.
Now they're having to take these tough votes, in these small committees, 3 of them, 10 of them, but nothing like this petition vote is going to have to force them to do. And so we're going to keep that pressure on. They do not want to address this. Many of them don't understand why Donald Trump is reversing, but we know that these Republicans have no spine. They will do at the end of the day whatever Donald Trump wants him to do. The bigger question is how much of the base of the MAGA base is going to feel that betrayal. We know some of them have already felt that, and how many of them are going to actually abandon Donald Trump. And I think that's the bigger question.
Do you think that there's any likelihood that News Corp, Rupert Murdoch, Fox News may be more likely to cooperate, given the fact that Donald Trump has just now announced his lawsuit against them?
Yes, and we hope so. We're really hopeful that, I think Donald Trump's asking for something close to $10 billion, I think, out of that lawsuit.
Yeah, correct.
So, we're just asking basic facts. Like, did the Trump campaign communicate with Fox News? Did Fox News communicate back? Was there an agreement that we don't know about? Are there other doctored interviews that we're not aware of that Donald Trump is claiming, Kamala Harris did during her campaign to advantage herself? I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's hypocrisy. And now with every day that goes on, it's getting quite serious. And so I think we're going to stay on this. I think the public and the American public is interested in the Epstein files. And so we're going to continue to push.
And finally, let's finish off with this. I know that you mentioned that this specific discharge petition wouldn't ripen until September. I understand that Mike Johnson did not want this thing to come to a head right now, and Donald Trump is the master of delay. But doesn't delay kind of feel like a backfire in the sense that, okay, now instead of just getting this thing out in the open now, it's going to last the next 6 weeks?
Absolutely. I think that's right. I think the delay is going to make it worse, because when all of these Republicans go back to their home districts, they're going to be hearing from their constituents, why are you releasing the files? What's going on?
Right.
It's being hidden. I'm hearing from Republicans that I know that are diehard Trump supporters, and they're concerned. They actually feel betrayal in some cases.
Right.
And so I don't think that's going to go away. This is going to continue, and it's going to egg on. And we're going to have that vote, weeks from now, but we're going to talk about it every day until that vote and beyond.
Well, Congressman, I appreciate you taking, your role atop the Oversight Committee seriously and fighting for this stuff to be put in the daylight here. And I appreciate your time today.
Absolutely. Thank you.